The stage crew clears away the carnage of the hot dog war. The podiums are restained, the audience still buzzing, half amused, half disturbed. The smell of processed meat lingers like democracy's awkward perfume. But the night is young, and neither Trump nor Biden has had enough humiliation yet. The moderator, desperate to restore some dignity, asks a simple question about foreign policy. Surely, we can steer this debate back toward seriousness. Trump, of course, takes foreign policy and translates it into a personal brag. He reminds everyone that he got along with everybody. Putin loved him, Kim Jong-un adored him, Xi Jinping respected him, NATO feared him. According to Trump, the world begged for his leadership, begged for his deals, begged for his towering intellect and his unmatched golf swing. Biden laughs, not politely, not kindly, but with the laugh of a man who has heard this bedtime story 100 times and knows how it ends. He leans toward the mic and points out, flatly, that being admired by dictators isn't exactly the achievement you think it is, Jack. The crowd bursts out laughing. Trump scowls, his skin glowing redder than the ketchup stains still drying on his tie. He launches into a rant about how Biden is weak, about how foreign leaders laugh at him, about how no one fears America under Biden. He says world leaders call him, every day, all the time, too many calls to count, saying they miss Trump. The crowd groans, half with amusement, half with fatigue. Biden replies not with volume, but with a dagger of sarcasm. If they're calling you so much, Don, maybe you should check if your phone bill's overdue. Because the rest of us aren't hearing those calls. The audience roars. The contrast is sharp. Trump equates leadership with fear and dominance, with chest-thumping bravado. Biden equates leadership with steadiness, with alliances, with the slow grind of diplomacy. Neither is flawless, but both are mirrors of America's competing visions of power. As the debate grinds on, Trump shifts tactics. He stops pretending to care about policy altogether and goes full insult comic. He riffs on Biden's age, Biden's gait, Biden's gaffes. He calls him weak, frail, incompetent. He promises that under a Trump presidency, America will be winning so much you'll be sick of it. A recycled line, but still effective with his base. Biden doesn't rise to every jab. He lets some land, lets others pass. But when he strikes back, it's precise. He doesn't call Trump weak, he calls him reckless. He doesn't call Trump stupid, he calls him dangerous. And when Trump brags about his perfect phone call, a phrase so overused it's practically a punchline, Biden cuts in. If that was perfect, Don, I'd hate to hear your idea of a disaster. The audience explodes. Trump fumes. This is where the night takes a darker, sharper turn. Because beneath the comedy, beneath the theater, both men know what's really at stake: legacy. Trump wants to be remembered as a titan, a colossus bestriding history, a man who broke the system because the system wasn't worthy of him. Biden wants to be remembered as the stabilizer, the survivor, the man who held back chaos and gave America a chance to breathe. So they circle each other on stage like gladiators, not with swords, but with words, not with shields, but with egos. At one point, Trump demands the moderator ask Biden why gas prices are high. Biden counters by asking Trump why bleach was once recommended for internal use. The crowd groans, laughs, and cringes all at once. It's slapstick with a death toll. The insults pile higher. Biden calls Trump a grifter. Trump calls Biden a puppet. Biden reminds Trump of January 6th. Trump reminds Biden of Hunter. It's a carnival of grievances, a hall of mirrors where accountability goes to die. But in the madness, one thing becomes clear. Both men thrive in this chaos. Trump, because it lets him turn politics into entertainment. Biden, because it lets him quietly contrast Trump's bluster with his own weary resilience. The more absurd the stage becomes, the more their core identities shine through. As the debate passes the 1-hour mark, fatigue sets in. Not for the candidates. Their egos are bottomless fuel tanks. But for the audience. You can hear the laughter soften, the applause slow. They're realizing that this isn't just comedy. It's a tragedy disguised as farce. These are the men who shaped the world, and they're locked in a food fight version of statesmanship. And yet, no one leaves. No one turns the channel. Because the spectacle is addictive. It's the slow-motion car crash you can't look away from. It's politics in the age of streaming. where absurdity is content and content is king. The moderator, resigned to irrelevance, announces the final round, closing statements. The candidates each get 5 minutes to summarize why they deserve the mantle of leadership. Trump steps forward first. He doesn't summarize policies, because there never were any. He summarizes himself. He talks about greatness, about strength, about how the world fears him and the nation loves him. He repeats, "Make America Great Again," until it becomes a chant, a mantra, a hypnotic loop. He promises glory, wealth, victory. He promises the impossible, because why not? Reality has never been his leash. Biden waits, then steps up. His voice is quieter, but his words sharper. He doesn't promise greatness. He promises grit. He doesn't promise victory. He promises survival. He doesn't pretend to be perfect. He admits to flaws, to mistakes, to age. But he frames them as resilience, as proof that he can endure, that America can endure. 2 visions, 2 men, 2 Americas. And when the lights dim, when the cameras shut off, when the crowd spills into the night, no one is sure who won. Because maybe that's the point. Maybe in a system this absurd, victory isn't measured in votes or applause, but in who gets the last word in the meme war. Trump declares himself the winner, naturally. Biden claims the same, quietly. The pundits will argue for weeks. Twitter will explode. Late-night shows will feast. But the truth, the inescapable truth, is this: America lost. The nation is stuck watching 2 aging titans trade barbs while the future waits impatiently in the wings. And yet, tomorrow, we'll tune in again. Because this is no longer just politics. It's entertainment. It's satire that writes itself. It's tragedy packaged as a reality show, and we are the audience, laughing while the credits roll. The cameras may have gone dark, but the story of the debate does not end when the lights fade. Oh no, the real show begins in the aftermath, in the spin rooms, the Twitter threads, the late-night comedy monologues, and the endless, exhausting news cycles that feed on outrage like it's oxygen. Trump doesn't leave the building quietly. Of course not. He lingers, shaking hands with anyone who will let him, basking in the glow of his own imagined triumph. He tells reporters that he dominated, that Biden was weak, that everyone is saying it was the greatest debate performance in history, greater than Lincoln, greater than Kennedy, greater than anything. He repeats it so many times you almost believe him, until you remember. Repetition is his superpower, not truth. Biden, meanwhile, doesn't linger. He steps off stage with the steady shuffle of a man who knows this game, who knows that debates are not about winning the room, but surviving the night. He doesn't claim to have destroyed Trump. He doesn't call it the greatest performance ever. He just shrugs, smiles that tired smile, and mutters something about how tomorrow is another day. For Biden, survival is the victory. But the world doesn't care about survival. The world wants sound bites, highlights, memes. So by midnight, the internet is ablaze. Trump eating hot dogs with 2 hands like a caveman. Biden mocking Trump's bleach cure. Trump boasting about Putin's respect. Biden cracking about overdue phone bills. Every clip becomes a punchline, every line a headline. And here's the truth, the uncomfortable truth. Both men win in this circus. Trump wins because chaos is his element, because even humiliation feeds his legend. Biden wins because he looks like the adult in the room simply by not completely losing his mind. The nation loses, but the candidates survive. And in politics, survival is everything. The deeper tragedy is not the debate itself, but what it reveals, that leadership in modern America is not about vision, not about policy, not even about character. It's about performance. Who can deliver the best soundbite? Who can land the sharpest insult? Who can turn governance into entertainment? The presidency as a reality show, the White House as a stage, the people as an audience that laughs while the empire frays. Trump understands this instinctively. Biden resists it, but even he can't escape it. When Trump brags about being loved by dictators, Biden must respond with a joke or risk being drowned out. When Trump inflates his own myth, Biden must puncture it with sarcasm or risk being erased. Leadership is reduced to clapbacks. And so the insults keep echoing long after the stage is cleared. Trump calling Biden frail. Biden calling Trump reckless. Trump calling Biden corrupt. Biden calling Trump dangerous. 2 men, 2 egos, 2 Americas, locked in a death spiral of rhetoric, dragging the